Menteri Rang Baga Jelau Conrad Kesang Mahala Ong Bagane Jingiakynduh Bar Kesang Samla Pulia ke Khasi Student Union Mentagamin Kalang Bustunat Hak Baga Sorkar Layak ban Pynshai ya baro santli kimat jingdawa kaba kilabu hakmat ka sorkar abakran hilat thai kubor hadin ke Jingiakynduh Bar nongialam ke KSU long ba ke Jingiakynduh kalong kawai pakawai kamat jingdawa kaba kilabu hakmat ka sorkar bat bun ka sorkar layak ban Pynshai syak samla pulia hagane ke Jingialang habede be jingdawa pendono jing ngapaj ba ka Shri Cement company Menteri Rang ba ula Pynshai ba kadon kam banwanra yakinong bay pisa syak ne jela ban kentiu ya gayo ka namar haba kiterwa banwan seng ya ke karkhana di bulan kadai gadak kejela kan kiu namar kadai ke company ke bala pauha hadin belabot ikendon baro la penlong jing ngapaj ba bat hagane ke Jingiakynduh nagalian yok KSU kala peni yala kinia ke jutang jongki hadin balai kren sani la shim ya karai banthong ikon hun tokit ke balai loj na kano ke jingtuklar
given to the government, and point by point we discussed on all the issues that were mentioned. The first agenda was regarding the public hearing of Shri Cement and their demand that it should be cancelled or scrapped. I shared with the members of the union that the government has to bring in private investment for the economic growth that we would like to see. And accordingly, when the proposal came from Shri Cement to set up an industry here, it was a positive step. Shri Cement is the second largest producer of cement in the country and a very reputed organization. After following the basic procedures of the basic applications, the process of public hearing as per law is required. And therefore all the procedures were conducted and the public hearing was done. But the members of the KSU had mentioned that they had concerns about the process in which it was conducted, and that certain steps were taken to stop certain people from coming, and also certain concerns regarding environmental issues and other stakeholders not being involved. And hence we came to the conclusion that we will be putting up a fact-finding committee headed by a senior official from the government, independent of the district administration, and few members will be part of that fact-finding committee. And let them find out the details of all these points that were mentioned, especially regarding the public hearing, the procedure and the process in which it happened, the aspects of stakeholders being consulted or not, and the aspect of the environmental issues that were there. And until that time, till the fact-finding committee completes its work, things will be on status quo and no further work will proceed and everything will be stopped, and the fact-finding committee will be allowed to first do its fact-finding and submit its report and its findings. And as until then, all works will stop and any kind of construction or any kind of work that is being done from the company's side will be asked to be stopped. Second was regarding the implementation of the MRSSA. Under the MRSSA 2016, there were two aspects that were being discussed. The first aspect is regarding the registration of the people coming in from outside who are renting spaces in localities. The process of that registration being further expedited, where I shared with the members of the union that the numbers have gone up and more localities are now adopting it. Process is tedious because localities are asking for financial support, they're asking for infrastructure support, they're asking for computers, data entry operators, which in a small scale of 100, 200, 500 may be possible from our side. But we have close to, as I said, 6,500 plus, almost 7,000 localities come villages. And hence that would be a massive exercise even for the government to do, and may not be possible to implement, because once we start in one few areas, then we have to do it for all. And therefore we need to work with the localities and the headmans and the Rangwashnongs, development committee members, to be able to share the responsibility. So I had shared with the union members that that is a challenge because of which we could not expand at the rate that we would want to. But because of the advancement in technology, we are now being able to create an app which will use any basic mobile, which will allow scanning of the face as well as the data, documents, and entry of 3, 4, 5 basic fields, and upload that particular information through the phone itself into a centralized database. And once that is done, as I said, it is part of our centralized database, and then we can retrieve the information simply by again scanning the face or any other documents or any information. So that aspect has also been shared, and I told them that we are hopeful that this will be rolling out soon. But as I said, it will still take time for us to scale it up at the state level, but it will definitely help in increasing the pace of registration and implementation of the Act. The second aspect was regarding the facilitation centers, and I've mentioned to the members of the union that the Umli center, where the construction was going on, was meant to have the facilitation center in it. There was a miscommunication where the word food court was used, and hence there was a feeling amongst the union members that that is going to be converted into a food court. Yes, there will be food court, but the first part of the building was actually going to be a facilitation center. By the MPSC is open to the entire country, whereas in other states, like even in Assam, certain interviews that we have seen or exams, it mentions that residents of Assam only can apply. So of course there are certain legal hurdles there, which we shared with the members, and I informed them that next week the Deputy Chief Minister, Preston Tinsong, will be discussing this matter in more details so that we can find a legally strong ground on which we can implement this. I shared with the members that in fact this is some issue that we are completely in line and agreeable. We know that this is something we want to do. We're just figuring out how it should be done so that it can stand the scrutiny of the judiciary. So these points were also shared and discussed. So with that, of course, we concluded the meeting, and the union members have urged and requested that this dialogue should continue. There were 20 points that they had mentioned in the beginning, out of which they've picked 5 only. The other 15 also they would like to talk. I told them that yes, for us also as a government, we are very open. We're always looking for suggestions and ways to improve the overall service that we give to the people. And obviously every stakeholder's concerns, every stakeholder's opinions are important to us. And wherever possible, the government will look at all these discussions and points that are mentioned, and will try to implement wherever it's possible in a positive manner, and wherever it is making sense and helping the people in the state at large. So with that, we concluded the meeting.